Okay, so we're going to finish up this page. We are going to start off with 2-point perspective. And remember, the definition for 2-point perspective is you start off with the corner first. And since it's called 2-point, we need to put our second point in here. You already have vanishing point number 1 over here. And so way over here on the right side, beyond your 1-point perspective cubes, put another dot on the vanishing point or on the eye level line, and we're going to call this vanishing point number 2. Okay, so we have vanishing point number 1 that you have to use for all the left sides, and then we have vanishing point number 1 that you have to use for all the right sides. And we are looking at the boxes that are tilted towards us. And so when you're looking at this box, hopefully you can see it, 1-point perspective is like this. 2-point perspective is when you see the corner first. Okay, so that's what we have to draw first, is the corner. So I'll grab my ruler. So you might have to go a little bit further to the left, closer to your cubes, if you took up a little bit too much space over here. So I will draw a 2.5 to 3 inch line right there. That is my corner. Then over here I will draw an inch, 1.5 inch corner, and then I'll come down here, draw an inch, 1.5 inch. So these are my corners. Okay, so draw your 3 lines, 1 above, 1 overlapping, and 1 below. And so here's where it goes. The left side, on the one that's on our eye level, we'll start with the middle one first, is we will draw this to vanishing point number 1. So that one goes to vanishing point number 1. And then up here on the top, we will go to vanishing point number 1. So vanishing point number 1. Okay, so the left side, both of them have to go to this vanishing point. Very important you go to that vanishing point, because we have to get this wall to go smaller. Okay, then after that, I will take the right side, line up the bottom corner to my vanishing point, draw for a couple inches, and then I come up here, take the top of the corner to my vanishing point, and then I will draw this. Okay, so now this one went to vanishing point number 2, vanishing point number 2. Okay, now the middle right here is a straight vertical. So after that, I will draw a straight vertical. And then the right side, I will draw a straight vertical. So now I have our perfect cube with 2-point perspective. Now over here, up on the top, I will use my vanishing point. Remember, you always have to use your vanishing point. I will draw for an inch. And you see how this is getting more severe? It's getting stronger. Just like the cylinders, the further you go away from your eye level, the stronger the slant will become. So this one goes to my vanishing point 1, and then the top will go to my vanishing point number 1. And this one will even look stronger, a stronger slant, because it's going further above my vanishing point, above my eye level. Now after that, I will take the right side and I do the same thing, but now I go to vanishing point number 2. Make sure you're lining the corner up to vanishing point number 2. So I draw that for an inch. Then I come up here, take the top corner, make sure I'm lining it up with my vanishing point, corner to my vanishing point. I will draw for an inch. Okay. Then after that, I will use this line right here, my straight vertical, and do my straight vertical here and my straight vertical here. Okay, so all 3 of those lines are the same. They are a straight vertical. Now we have to show the bottom, and sometimes kids will start freehanding and they'll start connecting these. This is not a triangle, so we want to make sure that we're doing exactly what we did in the front. So if you're looking at this one, this line right here, it went to vanishing point number 1. So that means the back side right here would have to go to the vanishing point number 1. So the far right corner right here, I will go to vanishing point number 1. Okay, and then after that, I'll get rid of that so it doesn't confuse you. I will take this left side. Do you notice how I'm lining the corner up with my vanishing point? You always have to have vanishing points. So then I'll connect those, and now I have it. So this one goes to vanishing point 1, vanishing point 1. So the back side of it would go to vanishing point number 1. Then we have this one going to number 2, number 2, number 2, and that's how we would have it. Okay, so now let's say if this one was a dice. Okay, what would end up happening is now we would have ovals. None of these would be a perfect circle because we do not have a perfect shape, and this is not 100% perfect square or a die shape, but we'll just make it work. So it gets bigger as it comes up, and then all of a sudden, presto, I would have my one like this. Okay, do you notice how they're all ovals? Because we do not have a perfect shape in 2-point perspective. So now at the bottom, we'll do exactly the same thing. So the top of my box goes to vanishing point number 1 for a couple inches. Make sure you are using your vanishing point, because I've been teaching for years, and I always have kids that just keep on making up slants everywhere. There's a reason why we put these in here. You have to use it, okay? So line up the bottom corner to your vanishing point and draw it. So these are going to vanishing point 1, vanishing point 1. Now over to the right, you will use vanishing point number 2, vanishing point number 2. And I know that you did this in the middle school, and so this is just a quick review. After we get done with these 1-point and 2-point perspective boxes, we'll make a couple, and then for your acrylic painting, you can pick anything that has a geometric shape, and that will serve us as your subject matter. So here we have this straight vertical line. So I come with a straight vertical line, and then over here, straight vertical line. Okay? So all 3 of these are vertical lines, so all we have left now is to do the top. And since I wrote these here, they don't really make sense for the bottom one, so I'll get rid of them so I don't confuse you. Okay, so let's go with my blue one. So the front side right here went to vanishing point number 1. So this corner, the far right one, would go to vanishing point number 1. And then after that, this one went to vanishing point number 2. And so the back corner would go to vanishing point number 2. And so now I have a very squished top. Okay, so that will take it. So you should have 3 cylinders, 1-point perspective cubes, and 2-point perspective cubes on the sketchbook page. And then after that, we'll use our cubes to make our jack in the boxes. See ya.